Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the JMT podcast. I don't know if I've ever said that before in this section of any of my intros before. What what an interesting thing that is to think about. But anyway, welcome back to another episode of the Joining Me Today podcast, episode 38 of the show. And I've got another absolutely fantastic interview lined up for you guys today. I sit down with Ben and Liam from the amazing band Downcast, an absolutely fantastic band. They're two absolutely fantastic lads. We had a really good time and stuff, having a really good chat. And we was in Bristol and stuff at the Croft in Bristol. They had a show and stuff. They was opening for, I believed it was Trashed was the band. They was opening for that night and stuff. They had an absolutely amazing set right after our interview, and yeah, it's a cool interview. My show's really cool. Um, but yeah, it's a really good interview. But before we jump into that, we first of all we got to do the song recommendation. The song recommendation and stuff for today's episode is the song Cellophane by Don Broco. It's I I got to talk about it. I went to go see Don Broco recently. Um, I got to be honest, right, and stuff. It's probably the best live show I've ever been to. It's maybe not like sort of my personal favorite show of all time, but in terms of maybe looking at it from a critical lens, it is the best show that I've ever been to. Honestly, they are absolutely fantastic live. Like, honestly, it was absolutely like unreal and stuff. They opened with Cellophane, and it was you felt like you were seeing something different. That's what it felt like watching and stuff like them perform live, like opening with Cellophane. It was so awesome. They completely sold me on that song. Like I'll be honest, I was not a Don Broco fan before going to see them. To be honest, what sort of got me interested was the opening lineup and stuff like that, to be honest. And then it was kind of like, oh, I haven't seen Don Broco before and stuff. Why don't I go check this out? So they got a really good whole lineup for the whole show, and so why don't I go see this show? And they sold me on them. So I'm now a Don Broco fan. I'm a fan of their song Cellophane. It's an absolutely awesome song. I've got to say as well, one of the bands on that lineup, on that sort of opening lineup, was the band Yonica, who I am an absolutely massive fan of. I'm so happy that I got to go see them live and stuff for the first time. There's so many of their songs that I absolutely love. I'm big fans of them, and I got to meet them at the gig, which is absolutely awesome. I should have on screen and stuff a picture and stuff like that of me sort of meeting them and stuff. They are absolutely amazing people. They are incredibly talented. Like honestly, that was one of my coolest moments of 2025 was like meeting them. I actually got to say to them and stuff how much their music has meant to me and stuff like that. I got to say like, sort of yeah, basically like thank you for making awesome music and stuff like that, sort of being a sort of a female sort of led band and stuff like that, like sort of so many sort of bands like them and stuff like that have sort of meant a lot to me and stuff like that, these female led bands in my life, like sort of sort of feminine culture and sort of feminine like sort of bands and music and stuff has been a big part of my life, and obviously sort of been a big part of stuff like my journey in terms of what I mean, sort of my bisexuality and stuff like that, sort of, that I spoke about and stuff like that previously and stuff like that. They were sort of a big sort of part of sort of me sort of enjoying that kind of sort of part of myself, you know what I mean, and stuff. So I massively like it was so cool to be able to meet them and tell them how much that meant to me and stuff like how much they mean to me and stuff like that, sort of their music and everything. That was absolutely awesome. So yeah, that was also cool show, and then that cool moment as well. Had an absolutely fantastic time. But anyway, let's jump now into the interview that I was bigging up earlier and stuff. My amazing interview with Ben and Liam from the band Downcast. And before I quickly jump into it, we are this interview is happening because we are promoting their single Home that they did with Sammy from WSTR. Go check out the song. It's absolutely awesome and stuff. This is how this whole interview came about. Is yeah, to promote that song. So go check that song out. And yeah, let's go into the interview. My interview in Bristol with Ben and Liam from Downcast. Take it away, Bailey, my guy. Hello, guys. We're now here for the main portion of today's episode. I don't know how I got here. The world tried everything to stop me, but I'm here. I made it. Bristol, you tried to stop me, but I'm here, innit? Take Max. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, you don't get this with other interviews, do you? It's totally different.
I have no idea what to expect. Keep going.
No, I'm into it.
Got to jump straight into it. I just want to jump into it straight away. Home. Wow, what a song. That's so awesome.
Thank
I love
you.
the collab on it. Tell us all about it.
Go on.
I mean,
You're holding the microphone. Yeah, I mean, you took the lead.
it's always the same when people ask me about the songs, because I write the guitar and everything, but there's not really too much, like, there's not anything really I can say about it, because I just, I write the music and there's not really too much emotion behind all of that, and then I send it to Liam and then he works his magic. Sorry to drop you in it there, but Home, I thought I like the guitar and I sort of put in it. Some of the bits where it drops out and then it goes in heavier, that's pretty cool, I think. But I didn't really think too much into it when I wrote it. It was just something cool that came about.
I've got to say, guys, you are meant to promote the song. You're meant to say, like, it's emotional, it's the best thing we've ever
Oh, we're
written.
building up to that. Liam's about to talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
He's the PR guy.
So it's a really emotional song. It is on the kind of like more light-hearted side of our songs, I think. But yeah, it's kind of like reminiscent of the kind of like pop punk songs that I grew up listening to, I think. Kind of like that angsty kind of like I'm sick of my life sort of vibe. Obviously, like there are specifics in there that are true to me, but a lot of it is kind of like, I think it might be one of the more relatable songs, like people can sort of put their own meaning to it sort of thing. But no, we have Sammy from WSTR on it as well, which is really good. I was saying to the guys earlier, like his voice is a lot brighter than mine, like it suits the key of that song a lot.
And you need that duality sometimes with like those collabs. You need the different vocals.
Yeah.
Sort of he's maybe the more lighter. You've got the more sort of like the deeper voice in it, and it works so well in the song.
Yeah, no, like when his verse comes in, especially with like the double time bit, like it's sick. Really sort of hits.
And how does like like sort of I know a bit of sort of how these sort of songs come about. Sort of how did this song come about and stuff like that? You working with him, like, because it's crazy. It's like, wow, he's like a massive artist. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, like we had already recorded it fully and finished it, like because his verse and chorus I recorded myself previously in the studio, but then it was kind of just like on a whim. I was like, we've already got a feature for Nothing Left to Give, which was the previous single. So I was like, why don't you just get with this one? Messaged him. He actually replied straight away, so I was like, there we go, that was easy. But yeah, that's basically how it happened. Just messaged. I think sometimes it is that easy. People don't realise. I have met him before, which obviously probably helps. Like I do somewhat know him from a long time ago. But yeah, no, really happy that he's on it.
I always find it interesting as well because I come from a bit more of the YouTube world, whatever, and stuff like that. Obviously, collabs and stuff is a big thing, but it's very much like that thing of not gatekeeping, but there's tiers. You know what I mean? It's like you're not necessarily going to get somebody with 1 million subs on a 5,000 channel. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. But in music, I see all these, and I love it. It's like everyone's a proper community, and I love to see that in music. Like people are like, yeah, I'll collab with them. It's brilliant, and I think you guys probably speak to that, like what the music community's like, doing all the touring you do. It's a community, isn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. And you do find like a lot of people know the same people within the scene, and I guess like the music that we do in the grand scheme of things is quite niche. Like it's not like we're doing the kind of music you hear on the radio every day, sort of thing, where that's a whole other world. So yeah, you do find that people know each other, and it's like regardless of the size of the band, people will know certain people. Like Jessie from Dreams, I think everyone knows her, even though her band's like on another level to ours, sort of thing.
And that's another amazing song as well. Check it out on the new EP, guys. You definitely have to. I thought you put the middle fingers up there. I was like, what?
It's the microphone.
I just saw it in the peripheral. I was like, hang on. That's not what I thought it was. One thing I've also got to jump into, and so I forgot it at the beginning. I told myself, make sure you do this first. I like to do song recommendations with all my guests, with all my episodes. I've done mine in the pre-recorded intro for today's episode. I'd like to hear your guys'. So music recommendations out there, what you're listening to, maybe Spotify rap time. Tell me what's at the top of your raps, maybe. That could be the gimmick.
Oh, no.
What you guys feeling?
My mind's just gone blank.
Yeah.
I know Poppy was on there. They're All Around Us, I think is the song.
I think so, something like that. I'm to be honest, I'm not the biggest Poppy fan, so I don't know off the top of my head.
I think that was one of the ones that was on there. She was up there. Are we talking like shout out to like an underground sort of band?
Whatever you feel. We've had video game soundtracks recommended. We've had all sorts of things. So.
There's a band called Lonely Life from Bristol. They're really cool.
Yeah.
What was it? Slow Down to My Bedroom.
Yeah. Really
That's
sick.
Check that out.
Oh god, my raps. I mean,
Here we go.
my number one, there was this band that we were supposed to play with that dropped out, and then we kind of checked them out on the way, and the song we got to was the horniest song you've ever heard in your life, to the point where, and that ended up being my number one. I guess I showed so many people this horny song. I won't say who, but that was my number one.
I think it inspired him.
It inspired me, yeah. I've been horny ever since.
That's a quote. Quote that one. That's the clip.
That one. That's a clip. I mean, it's said to. I guess I've not listened to any albums in full, because it said I listened to one album, and it was I think Nevermore by Backstreet Boys. So my Spotify Wrapped is not really anything to go by. I don't think it's. I think there's a glitch in the system, to be honest.
I think it's someone else's account.
Yeah, I think I share an account with with Liam.
Mine wasn't much better. Mine said MGK at the top. It was like your second most listened to genre is metal, and I think Poppy was probably like the only metal on the whole rap. So I was like, wow.
Hang on a minute.
Apparently, I'm like MGK's biggest fan. He did put out some bangers this year, though. I think that's what it was. He's got very like repeatable songs, you know, like cliche and stuff.
Cool dance moves too.
Yeah.
What was I got to say as well, because of your recommendation? I'm just seeing that little green dollar sign there that's saying this video is monetized. It suddenly turned yellow. I don't know what's happened there, but I think I've got to have a look at that. But
you can beep out the word horny, and then you might get your monetization back.
not the word horny, it's the word you're worried about. Speaking of other bands and stuff, actually, we've got to dive into one of my newer segments and stuff. We're into the weeds of it now. So it's the baton pass question segment. Last episode, I got my guests, Charlotte and Callum from Autumn Fires. They did my gig, by the way. If I haven't mentioned it in today's episode, because I want to keep promoting it because I can't believe it happened. I run my own gig and they headlined it, and it was absolutely fantastic. We did an interview as well. Thanks for the validation again, that's what I need. And they've got 2 questions for you guys and stuff. The baton pass questions to you guys. So the first one is, and stuff, what word would you guys use to describe each of your band members? So it's one word, what you're describing them as.
Liam, I'll describe as handsome.
That's a lie, but we'll go. I'm
I
joking.
describe as handsome as well. No, but the others that aren't in the room. Let's get into it.
Jeff, I would describe uncontrollable.
Oh yeah, he loves the crowd, sir.
Yeah, he does love crowd, sir, and that'll leave down with you.
Sam.
Talented.
Talented. He's a great drummer.
He's a great drummer.
Yeah.
The next question I'm going to ask is, and I'm trying to remember it, I am going to remember it, I will remember it. Yeah, that's it. What made you want to start a band? Got there in the end.
I mean, I've played guitar since I was maybe like 11 years old, and I think it's just like a natural. I met our friend Mark when I was maybe 16, and that was like, he was in a band. It's just kind of naturally formed. There wasn't really a thought about it. So I played guitar. I liked to do music, and just being in a band was without even thinking, just kind of the next logical step, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought the idea was cool, but I think like in that band that he just mentioned that we were in, it was very much one of those situations where like everyone's young. It's kind of just like, you do that because why not, sort of thing. So it just kind of happened that
People
way.
are in and out
And
sometimes as well, aren't they? Like,
yeah, and I don't know. I mean, you know, it became something obviously like practice over time. It became like my thing. But yeah, to begin with, it was more just sort of do that.
Yeah.
You know,
But I
throw it
think-
in the deep end, sort of thing.
As well, like me and you meeting with the songwriting and everything,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
kind
it
of
gelled,
clicked, and it, you know, that kind of came about naturally. It's quite difficult. Everyone who's got any kind of like, you know, anyone that does any kind of music that likes the kind of heavier scene, I think being in a band is like, oh, that'd be real cool. But it's like these kind of things that happen in your life that, you know, that really get it started. Because yeah, I think just thinking, oh, I'm going to be in a band, there's so many steps you need to take to make that.
And people forget that, like it's not as easy as we get paid to like go play the show that are doing go home sort of thing. There's so much, especially now. Obviously, the big discussion at the moment is our band's turning into marketers, isn't it, with Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a big talking point with TikTok and stuff.
Yeah.
It's causing a lot of like contention with what's art, what's not anymore, and all of this stuff. But it's that thing of you need to. It's a band is more than just playing music, isn't it? It's the other aspects and stuff. Yeah, but is that something you guys could speak to of your experience of basically doing more than just the playing the music, all these other aspects and what everyone's talking about?
Yeah, I mean, like you haven't really played a show unless there's a reel or a TikTok of it. I mean, so
you need
like,
evidence, don't you?
yeah, like that is a big part of it. You know, the social media side of it is you know, I can spend hours doing that sort of thing. Like that's a big part of it, and then a lot of it is also just sort of just putting yourself in, involving yourself in the community sort of thing, like, you know, making sure that you are speaking to these people, you know, like we mentioned Jessie before, like everyone knows her, that's because she's sort of put herself out there and introduced herself to everyone sort of thing, I'd imagine. And I think you've got to do that, you've got to kind of like make yourself known, and you want people to be sort of talking about you, recommending you, so I think that is part of sort of what gets you a long way in this sort of industry,
And again, like just to sorry to make about YouTube again, whatever and stuff like that, but just something I've been thinking about. It's interesting, again, jumping into this music world, like you say, with the community aspect and getting your name sort of out there and doing the reels and stuff like that. Like I come again from the YouTube world and stuff like that, the influencer world, and some people are so on board with it, and some are so just like marketing's not there, they don't think about it. It's very much about the content. It's very much like what music people would say, is it? Oh, isn't it more just about the music? YouTube should be the one more about clips, but it's not. It's interesting, I find in a lot of ways people aren't as much on board to embrace that, whereas music, it feels more developed, so people understand a bit more of how you've got to get things out there, how things work and stuff.
Yeah, I think when the whole like TikTok thing came around and everyone's like doing these reels where you're kind of like miming along to the song, at first I was a bit like, oh, we don't want to do that. But like, you have to.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not really.
2 hours later, you're doing a whole dance and everything, and they're like, Liam, what are you doing?
We have done dance moves actually, and we did
Backstreet Boys cover, check it out.
Yeah, this is genuine.
That video is so good, but honestly, it's so good. You guys have got to check that out. That's brilliant.
He's not wrong.
But yeah, you've got to kind of like just move with the times.
You have to
know.
embrace it.
Yeah, you have to do it.
I mean, it does get like trying to get everyone together, and it's like, you know, you can get everyone together to go to the studio and record a song. Getting everyone together to do, oh, we need to do content again. That can be difficult. Like it's like, I know it's not what we signed up for, but we have to do it. Like we need to be here. We need to give 100% and still do this because this is the world now. This is how you know you can't not do it and expect to, you know.
And it doesn't mean the artistry's lost. You know what I mean? I think everybody they know what's going on.
Yeah.
They know people are just trying to get their music out there. It's not like this, oh, you're advertising, oh my god. No, it's, you know what I mean? It's part of the process. And I think people are embracing that, I think, a lot more. This has been an absolutely fantastic episode of the show. Absolutely fantastic. Before we go, final massive shout outs. Just red carpet out to you guys. What do you want to shout out? What do you want to talk about? Tell us, shout out.
Like in terms of like what we've got going on.
Yeah.
Just go stream our new EP, Nothing Left to Give. It's got 2 originals, 2 covers, which we don't normally do. So that's new territory for us as well.
Also stream our old stuff because that's sick as well.
Stream it all, put it on repeat.
Yeah.
And very quickly, before we go, I want to very quickly ask just one more question. That EP you never originally intended to make an EP, did you guys? It kind of become one over time. Quickly speak to that. That's something I really want to quickly speak about.
Yeah, because we started out with the My Chemical Romance cover, which was to promote a gig that we were doing. So it was a covers gig of My Chemical Romance. Then the singles were going to be like just everything was going to be to like just fill the gaps basically before we do like one big release, I think. And then we decided just to put it all into an EP. I think it was the guy who does our PR, which is Jamie from Rage PR. I think in terms of like a PR perspective, it's easier to push that. So that was kind of his idea to put them all together. But yeah, no, it worked out pretty well. I mean, Holmes had a really good response so far, especially. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it's gone so far.
And take a listen to it. We'll say it one more time. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. See you guys next time. Peace out.
Oh yeah.
Bye guys.